Hi, I'm Esther Fisher from Israel, currently teaching at the Collegiate June program here at Risha. The parasha this week is Parashat Ki Teitzei. I'll be saying a few words about this parasha. One of the main characteristics of this parasha is actually its collection of various mitzvot regarding different aspects of life, national, communal, personal. One of these mitzvot, which basically seems to be referring to the communal, ben adam lechavero as we call it, is what we call mitzvat ma'akeh, which I'll be focusing on. The pasuk says the following: Ki tivne bayit chadash, ve'asita ma'akeh legagcha, ve'lo tasim damim beveitcha, ki yipol hanofel mimeno. Translated is, when you build a new house, you should make a fence for your roof, so that you do not bring blood guilt on your house if anyone should fall from it. This mitzvah is usually understood to be talking about safety, about making sure that there's no dangers in your home, for yourself, for the people around you. And actually this should be a topic in itself. In days of domestic dangers and traffic accidents, this is worthy of speaking in its own. But I would like to refer to an allegoric commentary to this pasuk, which actually emphasizes the personal aspect of it, and not the communal or the ben adam lechavero. The Pnei Menachem, who is one of the Guru Rebbes, actually he is the grandson of the more known Sfat Emet, quotes the following teaching of his father when he regards this pasuk in Parashat Ki Teitzei. And the Pnei Menachem says the following: Ki tivne bayit chadash, Adoni Avi zichrono livracha amar she'en hakavana rak lebayit chadash, אלא הוא שייך בתמידות בכל התחדשות ובכל שנה. גם שנה חדשה היא בית חדש. In this beautiful teaching, the Pnei Menachem is suggesting, again, an allegoric reading of mitzvat ma'akeh. He's saying that the new house represents any new things in our life. The example that he's bringing is the new year, actually, and which is quite appropriate for the time of year when Parashat Ki Teitzei is read, a few weeks before Rosh Hashanah. He continues and says the following: Ki yipol hanofel mimeno. בכל שנה ישנם אורות חדשים, אבל יש גם שטן חדש. Pnei Menachem is saying that new years, new opportunities, bring with them orot chadashim, as he says, new lights, new excitement, new challenges, new experiences. But also, in this pasuk, we are warned from the dangers that can come across with new things. In this case, Pnei Menachem is talking about a satan chadash, meaning there are dangers in new opportunities or new experiences. We may lose our identity. We may forget where we come from. We may fall off the roof, so to speak. We can lose our groundings. We lose our security. And because of that, in this allegoric reading, we have to make sure that when we are entering a new house, meaning a new experience, we have to fence ourselves off. We have to clarify our boundaries, who we are, where do we begin and where do we end, so to speak, just to make clear to ourselves and maybe to the surrounding exactly where our boundaries are. So it's interesting that in this commentary, the house here is understood as an allegory for personal, individual needs, and actually for the need of borders and limitations in order to be able to confront the outside world and its, in this case, spiritual dangers, I would say, that may confront us when we come to new experiences. And as Pnei Menachem says, a new year is an opportunity for new experiences. It's interesting to note that this metaphor of house as oneself and one's identity is actually a very broadly used metaphor in Jewish literature over the ages, in a completely different setting and a completely different background. The Zionist chalutz and philosopher Aleph Dalet Gordon says something similar but very different on the idea of a house and a fence, not referring to our pasuk, but I think referring to a similar metaphor. And Gordon says the following: והיה כאשר תבנה לך בית ושמת לבך לא להרבות בו חדרים וחדרי חדרים, כי אם לזאת תשים את לבך, כי לא יהיה בו דבר חוצץ מפני המרחב העולמי. Gordon, in an unsurprising opposition to the Guru Rebbe, is actually saying when you build your house, make sure that you don't have borders between you and the outside world. You should merge. You should be part of everything that's happening outside. Now, of course, there are different backgrounds here and different ideologies being presented, but the question of when we put boundaries, when we put a ma'akeh around ourselves, our homes, and when we do not, is being brought up here. And I would like to say that as this is being taped, we are in the midst of our June program, and we are actually studying the first parak of Baba Batra in the Talmud, which regards neighbors, community, building fences, taking down fences. When do people living together need their boundaries? When are they bothering us, or when are they becoming something that's not needed? So we are merged in another perek, in another literature that's also discussing fences and walls, also in a literal way and also in a metaphorical way. And here in Fisher we're discussing them in all levels, as real walls needed and as metaphorical walls when we ask ourselves these amazing questions, which of course there's not one right answer when you refer to them. So I'd like to invite you all to include these thoughts as you read Mitzvat Ma'akeh in Parashat Ki Teitzei regarding when we need our Ma'akeh, when we need our fence, when it's time to take them down, where are our boundaries, and when we meet the outside world without boundaries. Shabbat Shalom.